Taurus, this is Just with your March 15th to the 31st, 2018 reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So Taurus, I do see that some of you have been working really hard to gain more money. You have been putting a lot of time and energy and effort into building up your capital and being kind of tight-lipped about monies that either are coming into you or coming in for you. So your taxes may be coming in and you're being very quiet about, it coming in. Some of you have big plans about what you want to do with this money. So if you've been working really hard and saving, or, you're waiting for your taxes to come in, working that job could have been quite of a burden. It looks like some of you are planning to move, okay? And you may feel that April is what I'm getting. You may feel like April is exactly the time where it's time for me to move. It's time for me to strike. And there may be a new opportunity at a distance, okay? So if you guys have been applying for a job, you may find that it's going to come in. I do see worry, though, over this new move, this new direction that you want to go in. You've been really worried if you're going to be able to secure it. It's something about the security factor of this move that does not necessarily feel concrete for you, okay? And I do feel that you've been worrying, some of you. Some of you may be worried because you're pregnant and it's like, I can't, I want to move, or I want to, get another job, or I want to, do these things, but I can't because now I'm pregnant. Who's going to hire me and I'm pregnant? I really can't do the things that I was planning to do. So I do see worry about a new start, which can involve a relocation or having to go a distance, having to travel. I do see that you're adamant about whatever this thing is. You are adamant, and you may find that you will do whatever it takes to get what you want. So it could be a money situation. You feel like you need to increase your money. Or you may feel like, you're just that adamant about leaving. I do get more leaving is more of the focus. Like you need to get out of the environment that you're in. It's too stressful. It's weighing you down. And I feel like you just need to leave. You can't, though, because, again, the finances, you're waiting on something. And I'm going to tell you, I told Capricorn for the last reading, it's like suffering in silence to some extent of waiting for this money to come. And I feel that some of you have been holding on to a secret. You've been keeping something very tight-lipped because, again, you have not made a decision yet. You've not made a concrete decision because everything isn't falling into place. Okay. And it is a new beginning. It will involve, starting completely new, going somewhere new. And I feel like it'll all start to manifest during Taurus season. Uranus is going to be like literally in the month, I don't know, I think it's May 18th is when the planet of Uranus is going to leave Aries and go into Taurus. So May is going to be the month, I think, for a lot of things to be happening, good and bad. But it's like these monumental things that's going to change people's lives in major ways that we don't even really understand at this time until it starts to happen. And for some of you, it will be a relocation, moving, a new job opportunity, completely changing the things that you're doing. You may be, again, moving in that direction, making subtle preparations for it. But because nothing is solidified, you're yet to 100%, tell anyone about it. I do feel like this situation has been a burden. It's going from a burden to you feeling like I can't take this anymore. By the time you get to the second week, you're like, I can't take it anymore, but you've got to hang in there. Whatever this thing is for you, and for all of you, it'll be different. You've got to hang in there because the news, the blessing, the movement is coming for you. It may take 8 weeks. It may be the last 8 days of March. It may be the first 8 days of April, or it may take a full 2 months for some of you. Some of you that have no clue about this, yours may come in the next 2 months. Others of you may feel like, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. That's me. And now I'm just waiting. You can be the, 8 day at the last 8 days of March, the first 8 days of April, when things really start to come in. And I do feel for a lot of you, it will have to do with a new job, a new opportunity, a new contractual opportunity, one that will come in very fast. You may have felt like you have driven yourself crazy in the meantime. Okay. But it will all come through for you. And I feel like it will increase your finances. Okay. There is like leaving something else behind in lieu of another thing. Okay. So this thing will not come without you having to depart from something else. Okay. So there will have to be that severing. Okay. But more money will come to you. If you're waiting for money, your money will come. But they have to I get like, there needs to be like doing a budget cut, or not a budget cut, but there needs to be some form of communication. So if you're waiting on your taxes, they may send you a letter saying, we need this information. Like, we need some form of a clarity. You need to tell us ... Once you do that, then you'll be able to get your money. Okay. If it's actual like money, if it's a loan, you may need to, if you're trying to like say down the line, I want to get a house, you may have to take care of something on your credit report, but you have to address something before it can happen. Okay. So your finances for the rest of this month looks pretty good. Again, waiting, as I've mentioned, and building some capital. Now, as it relates to love, it looks like some of you guys are departing from a relationship, or someone's departed from you. You've definitely been worrying a lot about the situation. And in spite of that, it's like this person has done like a 180. They could be hiding things. They're saying that they're working. They're saying a lot of things that they're doing, and albeit they are working, and some of those things are absolutely true. I do see that some of you are just sitting around like, what should I do about this situation? Should I just chalk him altogether or her and just start afresh and start anew? And for some of you, that's exactly what you're going to do. And you'll find that once you do that, being single, which is what you've dreaded for quite some time. Some of you have dreaded the idea of being single, having to start all over again. What does that look like for me? Why am I being put in this position that I have to deal with, making this decision? And you're just not ready. Your intuition is telling you, one thing, but your mind is just not ready to go in that direction. But when it does, and when you do, you will find that being single is not so bad after all. Because one thing is for sure is you're not going to let yourself down. And if you do, you'll know exactly why. It's not to hurt yourself, unless then there's some, chemical imbalance there. But you'll pretty much do things for the betterment of you. And you don't have to worry about other people compromising you. So some of you will be glad. Some of you, it's the other person that doesn't want the situation anymore. And there may be some devastation that you're feeling in the midst of it. And it may take you a little bit of time before you can kind of completely accept the situation for what it is. Meanwhile, they're running amok, and you should just let them be, which they will be anyway. And I feel that, all the tears in the world is not going to make them, have sympathy for you, because in some form and fashion, they feel justified in the things that they're doing. And I feel that there may be another person involved. So they've already got their mind in a different direction. This also could be you, Taurus, interfering in someone's relationship as well. And these things are happening outside of either you knowing or you're aware of it, but you're creating that environment as well. And I feel that there's going to be like a quick changeover, a quick change of like leaving a situation alone and somebody going into another direction with somebody else. I feel, however, Taurus women, in fact, a lot of you that can relate to this, you'll be the one single. You'll be the one single and saying, okay, this isn't bad. This isn't bad after all. Some of you who haven't been single for quite some time, you may find that it's a welcome change, especially with Uranus about to come. You may find that that's a bit of a welcome change. Others of you, it may take until we get to the month of September before you fully can appreciate, this newness. And then with you being single, that may lead way for you to say, okay, I'm going to travel more. I'm going to take on a whole new lifestyle. Like I just see out of something ending that may have been by choice or by force for some of you, of course, left you a bit tattered and tethered. But once the dust settles and you get on the other side of it, I definitely see you guys standing strong. Okay, very much so. You're standing strong and you're saying, hey, now I'm ready to if I get through that, I really am ready to kind of like embrace some new things. Because if it's not travel, I do see possibly a move, more travel than a move, but really being able to explore life in a different and almost like foreign way, a way that is so unlike you. And that's because new opportunities, new people, new circumstances is going to be thrust upon you that will give you like that energy to say, I have to kind of do this. Is what I want to do. Others of you, if you're not in a relationship in particular, you life for you, you may just be feeling like, when is life for me going to start to change? Where am I going to take my life? What am I going to do? And there will be something that has to end, a job, something in your life that's kind of been keeping you in that same realm will have to end in order for you to see that all your worrying was for naught. And in fact, this is the best thing that you could have done. And if it is a job situation, I definitely see a new opportunity coming for you guys. One that would be more in line with who you are, where you're developing yourself, and the environment in which you want to be in. So not everyone is, everything is about love. For some people will be like a job thing, and that's like their marriage, that's like their relationship situation. And others of you, if it's not a breakup, I do see that there could be some plans between you and your mate, possibly going on a trip, or your mate has to go away for work. You may have to go away. I do see a departing from each other. There may even be some worry about that. Okay, if you may be at home, some of you could be pregnant and you're worrying about your pregnancy. You may worry that your mate isn't going to be there for the pregnancy. I do feel like he'll be able to be there, so you shouldn't worry about that. He'll find his way there. And I feel like some of you are waiting. Some of you have a mate that's at a distance, and you could be waiting for him to come to you, which he possibly will in the last 8 days of March and the first 8 days of April is what it looks like to me. And others of you, again, there just may be some in schedules where you and your mate aren't necessarily spending day to day. There could even be some issues in your relationship, and things seems that they're going to kind of come back together. Like if he's been kind of like MIA and acting up and just that sort of thing, I feel that you guys will be able to kind of come back together within the, again, last 8 days, or the last 8 days of March, first 8 days of April. So that's what I have for you guys for your last 2 weeks of March. I hope that this has been helpful. If you would like to share with us, please do so in the comment section below. We would love to hear from you. And if you would like a personal reading with me, I can be reached in the description box below. And if you're new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Taurus.